Thupten's retail store in the Linden Hills area of Minneapolis is filled with spiritual and cultural items from his native Tibet and the surrounding areas. His story of escape are recalled through a child's eyes.
I'm from Tibet. 1959, Chinese occupied Tibet, and my parents escaped from Tibet 1959, same time as His Holiness Dalai Lama did. And I was probably 7 years old at the time. And so we gave up everything, our land and everything, and we tried to survive our life and come out to Tibet as our probably around 10,000 Tibetans escaped at the time.
Tucked between the ancient civilizations of China, Nepal, and India is Tibet. Sometimes called the roof of the world or the land of the snows, it is cupped by mountain ranges and plateaus. The neighborly and not-so-neighborly dance between China and Tibet dates back to the 7th century. But when the Chinese decided to occupy the country in 1959, it resulted in death, destruction, and displacement for tens of thousands.
I remember escaping from part of crossing Mount Everest region through Nepal. And so the elderly community and parents are very, very sad, and they give up their own land and own country. And it stuck me in my memory. I don't know how much I'm suffering at the time, but I do remember the elderly people are very emotional and crying and things like that.
The incursion resulted in the destruction of most of Tibet's more than 6,000 monasteries. Reportedly, thousands of Buddhist monks and nuns were killed, tortured, or imprisoned. Unprepared to match the Chinese military, unarmed Tibetans surrounded the Dalai Lama's residence, Tibet's spiritual and then political leader. He fled to India, where he still resides. Monastic estates were broken up, secular education was introduced, and many of Tibet's Buddhist cultural sites were vandalized or destroyed. Refugees Thupten and his family made their way from Nepal and eventually to India, where the Dalai Lama established orphanage schools.